So, what I want to talk about is about one-trick ponies in MOBA fighting games, and this is something I personally have. Um, I just want to say what I want to say. So, I'd rather be a one-trick pony and like a go bash. Let me first clarify. In one-trick pony system for Pokemon Unite, it's and other mobile games really, it's usually just play a lot of matches and you just ended up getting a top global in MLBB or go badge in Pokemon Unite when you reach a certain amount of battle points, right? The point system. It doesn't care about your win rate. It just care about how much experience you accumulated from playing the matches alone. And I personally feel like this is a way better investment than improving your game sense. And don't get me wrong, I personally am a person who is willing to be open to learning to improve my own game sense. But I can definitely see why people would rather just be one trick ponies, and I don't even think that is wrong, right? So whenever Chris Hero says something like, "Oh, one trick ponies are disrespected," I think users are should be way more disrespected. Okay, but let me explain. To be fair, let me explain. So, what was the thought process? Like one trick ponies are like you just like it's kind of like peanuts, right? If you like have enough peanuts, you get a kind of a certificate award. That is way easier. And it's not like game sense. It's game sense is something of a you need to formulate a be creative about a plan, right? It's not something very very easy to say there's a cause and effect. Like you do this, then you earn this, right? You guarantee to earn a reward. That is at least you can contend with that reward. I think that is the reason why one trick ponies are way easier, and it's not as stimulating or like disencouraging. Yeah, disencouraging. And like when you try to be better at a video game, it's really difficult because, like I said, competitive games are like different people have different directions, have different opinions about how to push towards game progress smoothly, right? There's like a different narrative, and so it's something something that is very difficult to have an agreement with, right? And it's also, you know, when your narrative is clashing with others' narratives, right? People having different experiences about how to win a game and they're both right, equally right, then it's gonna be a lot tougher to that. Let me put it this way. When you are, let's say, when you are trying to do good things, right, or being decent, and being a decent person, at least there's a pattern. It is fully within your control, and while something like playing a video game, it's really difficult. At least like people with the how the internet, like the content creators are like trying to fighting over like creating guidelines and like guidebooks. It's very difficult for people to really like. People are easy to follow guides and be like disciplined, right? And people would say, "Oh, just use another method," and it's not wrong. It's not something. I don't think it's as worthy of investment to like try to improve your games. Which, don't get me wrong, like I'm a person, I usually don't do well. I usually didn't care about the game, and then when I start to try to force myself to try to improve the game, I end up actually um, do worse. And I'm not saying right, and I'm not saying don't try to pursue winning a video game. Right, for gamers, I think that is very important. But I think like having suitable instructions is very rare to come by for yourself personally. And so it can be very depressing to like for people to just virtue signaling to try to like improve the game. Now I don't know if many people like are like very um in the western, right, at least in the west. I know people in the eastern probably didn't, probably like each country has like his own gaming community, so it's like gaming community people are like very they complain about their teammates, and I'm not saying this that one, but it's like very difficult to actually want to improve and then just get backlash, right, if it's not, the result is not as expected. And I'm a person that used to do like 30k, even 20k a match. So not okay. I'm not very good at every hero to like do um uh do like consistently like a lot of damage, but at least I can very confidently say on the heroes that I can master decently well. Like especially in MOBA fighting games, like we're talking about a MOBA context. And I can personally do like 58k, like 60k, at least it's like on the lower end. Like, usually I can do like 70k on average. Like in Pokemon Unite, there's a Pokemon Gardevoir, right? I do that pretty well, right? Like most matches I can do like 60k, and then on average I can do like 70k. Like sometimes like 20% I can even do like 100k. So it's like very difficult for me. And it's very depressing, right? Not only people not easy to notice your that one, right? Unless you deliberately try to post it on as a social, which I do, but like I feel like people would rather see some um more worthwhile things, so I don't usually don't brag about these stuff. Plus I personally has a astrology channel to work with, so yeah, it's a lot more like people backlash, and then it don't always win every game. Like I almost like, yeah, every game I did like 58k, and then I got like every 3 matches I got 1 loss, and that is like in veteran. Granted, it's like veteran 1 ultra classified. It's like it's probably like epic, or like maybe legend epic in um MLBB. So it's that kind of like, but it's like it's already like 63% on that champion, so it's like very depressing. And I rather like say, oh, I have that many matches. It's felt like it's a I think it's a very understandable thing to brag, because at least you did something, right? It's not something like it's it's not like wisdom or anger management, where yes, those things fully depend on you, but it's not. Most people in our society don't really appreciate as much. Neither east nor the west didn't appreciate as much. So rather like just like, oh, I say I do like this kind of sales, right? I just use any like line manipulation, like try to like get my sales up, right? And to like raise those numbers, because numbers is the only thing, right? Quality is like um it's a very uncontrollable concept, right? It's not to say like you cannot influence it. It's like you can influence it and fully control it are two different things. I was saying like it's really difficult to control. That's what I think about why one-trick ponies are a very understandable sentiment. So this is the end of the video. Thank you. Goodbye.